Jason and Michelle. Welcome back to Adventures in Aviators. Today we are walking through Iceland, the land of fire and ice. Oh man, this is one of my favorite places in the entire world. This video is specifically for you folks who are being catered to by all these airlines promoting the long layover. So this is about the Reykjavik area and places that you could do day trips from there. We're gonna have a whole separate video about our 2-week adventure all around the island. We even got off of the main road and checked out the West Fjords and all these different places. So definitely tune in for that as well if you're planning on doing more than just a couple days in this beautiful country.
So if you have tried to look up anything in Icelandic, you will know it is not an easy language, and there are a lot of letters and consonants next to each other that should never be. So when you come to try to pronounce words, it's difficult. So we're going to use more of the English phrases because it's easier for us and easier for you to understand, and we will subtitle the names of the places. You can go on our website and see exactly where these locations are and their Icelandic names.
One of the main things to consider when you come into Reykjavik is transportation. Public transportation is not that great here. Mostly you're going to have to deal with either Ubers, taxis, or tour buses to get you to the touristy places, but we rented a car with our friends for our longer adventure. There's definite upsides to having a car. You can travel around anywhere you want, whenever you want. For us that was a big deal because we went during the summertime, so the long days meant that we could go in the early morning or more likely stay up a little bit later to avoid a lot of the crowds. If you're sticking to the tour buses, you're definitely going to be there during peak times of the day, so you just need to be ready to fight off some of the crowds in some of these beautiful areas.
So one of the major day trips from Reykjavik is the Golden Circle, and it's not very far. It's like a 45-minute drive, and they have geysers there. It is also where the tectonic plates are rubbing against each other, and you can dive that area as well as just take a look at the area. There is also waterfalls along the way, and it's just a really nice day trip.
About an hour north of Reykjavik is an amazing waterfall called Glimmer, and it's a little hard to get to. Again, tour buses don't go here, but we're doing a whole separate video about this amazing hike, so check that out if you're a big hiker. It's very difficult, not easy. You actually have to cross a river, so take your shoes off and do stuff like that, so it's not for the faint of heart, but it is well worth the work.
If you only have up to 5 days, how far on the South Rim can you drive? This was a big question I had when I was trying to figure out how many days we were going to travel in Iceland. And the really cool thing about the South Rim of Iceland is they have so many cool stopping points. They have so many waterfalls and some very well-known areas called Glacier Lake, and just glaciers in general are there. There are tour options that you can pay for, and they do come with, lodging, and you just have to pay a little more in order to have them drive you. So if you want to go see the glaciers, it'll probably take you 2 days. You probably need to drive and then see them and then drive back because the drive times are quite long. But you can do it on a long layover, like for 5 days. The south point of Iceland is also home to the Fimmvörðuls, and this is an area where it's the most active volcano on this island, and it's most recently gone off only a few years ago. And you can actually go hike that area, and there's also several waterfalls in that area. So a lovely area. We did a day hike there, a very long day hike there, and we have a different video showing that day hike, so you can look for, I forgot the yokel. I think that's about right.
Probably the most famous thing around Reykjavik is the Blue Lagoon. We decided to pass on the Blue Lagoon in order to check out a different lagoon in the north part of the country. In town, there's the beautiful church that you can check out. There's the Viking statue along the waterfront. We actually chose to do a restaurant and beer tour with Wake Up Reykjavik, and they were amazing. We had such a great time with this tour. Highly recommend those guys.
There's a smaller island off of the island of Iceland, and it's in the south. We did not have an opportunity to go to it, but it was quite quaint and very affordable to get to. You take a ferry out to it. So if you're here and you're only spending time on the South Rim, it might be a nice little stop for you to look at.
Many of you probably know that Iceland is not a cheap country. In fact, it's really expensive.
The expenses for food, the expenses for tours, cars, places to stay, pretty much everything is expensive. And so in order to keep your costs down, we did a few little things to help ourselves out. We went with friends so we could divide the cost, and we stayed at Airbnbs. And we also shopped at one of the local grocery stores for many of our meals. It's called The Bonus. Look for the pink pig. The cheapest thing that you will find are lamb dogs, which is a lamb hot dog, basically. So just know that you're gonna pay a little bit more to visit this country. There are ways to penny pinch and not break the budget.
Reykjavik is bustling and things are changing all the time, so if you've been there recently and have updates for this video, please put those comments down below. We want everyone to enjoy their time in this absolutely beautiful country. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that right over there, and we will see you next time. God, I'm on point.
The south rim is of the south point of Iceland.
Sites that you can check out about that with varying lagoon north of, I'm trying to say,
but there are ways to penny pinch and not break the budget.
Of course, that the waterfront statue of the